Hello, everyone. James Caton here. A very quick introduction to today's episode. We speak with Sheba Fernando, VP of Presales at LTI Mindtree. In today's conversation, we talk about Agentic AI and how it is transforming the building automation industry. We also talk about how LTI Mindtree is rethinking the traditional AI COE to include specialized components such as agentic frameworks, reasoning and planning engines, and execution environments. And finally, we talk about the need for watcher agents, which will monitor incoming signals and alert for anomalies. I really enjoyed this conversation. I think you will enjoy listening to it. And as a reminder, this conversation is part of a series of interviews on agentic AI transformation that is also published as a Agentic AI Transformation Playbook. The download link is in the show notes. And finally, if you enjoy these conversations, share this episode with a friend, give us a 5-star rating on your favorite platform, and hit subscribe. Listen on. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining us today. We have Sheba Fernando, Vice President for AI Solutions and Presales at LTI Mindtree. And today's topic is Agentic AI. Sheba, welcome to the show. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the opportunity, James. Pleasure to be here.
Sheba, we have an exciting session today talking about Agentic AI, so let's get into it. Sheba, you spend a lot of time speaking with customers around the world about their approaches to AI, their challenges, and what they're hoping to achieve. What is it that you're hearing from customers around Agentic AI?
Customers nowadays are looking for much broader solutions than just bespoke solutions for AI, meaning they are predominantly seeking help to optimize their end-to-end business processes through agentic AI. For example, they seek help to automate their end-to-end customer service function, or a help desk function for their HR unit, or financial audit automation and KYC document verifications, or response generation. Traditionally, deriving insights and actions from data involved quite complicated and time-consuming sequence. But nowadays, with agentic AI, it transforms this entire value chain by directly interacting with data, converting it into vectors for immediate processing, and very importantly, engaging intelligent agents to manage and orchestrate the workflows through API calls across diverse enterprise systems. And the most exciting part is all about how agentic AI could shrink the process, this value chain, right? What we used to do as projects for like 8 months, 12 months, it's now completely shrink to just 3 months to give immediate quick win and a value realization of the customer. So that's pretty much what we are hearing from customers, James.
That is an opportunity for tremendous impact with customers.
Yes.
Can you give us an example of a particular customer in a particular industry and how agentic AI is really transforming the way that they do business?
Yeah. Well, while we have delivered 300 plus quite exciting Gen AI projects, one interesting example that I could narrate in this session is for one of our aerospace and building automation customers. They managed a large CSR team responsible for managing order inquiries, status updates for their end customers. They were all B2B customers, right? Now, these inquiries were very critical and time sensitive due to the nature of the whole aerospace and airline manufacturing maintenance industry, where delays could result in significant cost, right? Now, these CSR representatives had to navigate multiple systems. For every inquiry, they have to go to the SAP system, Salesforce system, retrieve some documents, respond to some queries, update back the critical systems for whatever responses they have given. Now, this led to extended call handling time, number one, and huge call volumes, ultimately driving up their contact center operational cost. We enable them with an advisor GPT, which was a multi-agentic AI platform, integrated it with their Salesforce to assist their CSRs for their entire case automation process. The platform orchestrated API calls across multiple backend systems to fetch order information. Say, for example, you go to ERP and you just say, can you give me the order for this building system? They had all microservices exposed. So we orchestrated the entire API inquiry process from the backend system, retrieved documents, and in fact, we automated the entire customer response process, generation process, and with attachments or whatever documents they have, and ensured human oversight is there for those generated communications that we have generated. Now, ultimately, this served as a unified enterprise, and it streamlined the CSR operation, reducing call handling time by 60%, and it resulted in significantly lowering the call center operation cost. Their biggest challenge is master data identity resolution for their building management assets. The problem is one of their systems generates maintenance alerts to their staff via IoT sensors, but this system lacks granular information on where the sensor is located, at what floor, what level, and position. While there is an absolutely different isolated system which holds the entire asset install base. But unfortunately, these two systems don't have a common identity column, meaning the asset names are coded absolutely different, and these were age-old systems who don't match or talk to one another. And that's where we came up with an agentic AI solution to match and correlate these systems with the asset names. So we enabled agentic AI for matching, deduplication, updating golden records. In summary, the field staff gets a single detailed alert specifying when, where, and what level of position an asset fault is triggered, thereby enabling faster resolution. Quite an interesting use cases that we have executed, James.
That is actually really interesting. I worked in the IoT and building management space for quite a while. And one of the biggest challenges that we found in the industry is every building, every floor was installed and configured by a different contractor using different data models, using different naming conventions. And the biggest problem in trying to really understand the data of the building wasn't the sensors. It was the variety of ways that different technicians would name different devices, different floors, etc. So the whole human side of this was more complicated than the IoT side of it.
Absolutely. These guys were pondering with a lot of manual processes and delays in the system. And when we showed the art of possible with agentic AI and how it can shrink, they were quite excited to just jump onto the project and go ahead with that.
Excellent. Sheba, we've talked about the opportunities on the customer side, right? What about agentic AI excites you on the system integrator side? How does this reframe how you will work with customers and how you will have conversations with customers? How will this redesign, your thought process about your business and how you deliver value?
Absolutely. I'll answer the first question on what excites me the most on agentic AI. Agentic AI, today's ability of agentic AI is to enable autonomous agents that can reason, that can make decisions, can take actions in dynamic environments. Not only that, it also continuously learns and evolves to become more adaptive and intelligent over time. So in the agentic AI world, we will see deployment of numerous micro agents performing every individual step, right from getting the data, processing it, storing it, prompting it, guardrailing for all the ethics and compliances, preparing your recommendations, reports, and moving all the way to the final last mile actions of triggering a CRUD operation in the enterprise system. So let's take an example of a supplier risk alert process that we did for one of our customers with agent. Now, it may involve 7 micro agents. So the way we picturize the agentic AI world will be, let's say there is a news article about a factory fire in Taiwan matched with an XYZ limited supplier node that we have big business with them. A watcher agent will monitor the incoming signals to detect anomalies or potential events that's happening to our related suppliers. And then it moves on to an orchestrator agent. This coordinates the response flow and routes the risk signal to the appropriate sub-agents. Now, looking at the sub-agents, number one, you will have an analyzer agent who will evaluate against the predefined thresholds, right? How important is this customer? Is there a financial threshold impact, a compliance impact, or reputational impact because of this risk? And it categorizes it and moves the activity to an advisor agent, where this advisor agent contextualizes the signal to the internal processes to retrieve historical supplier data, and figures out a risk summary. It scans all the risk related clauses and recommends alternate suppliers with similar comparisons, remediating the risk. And then it goes to a notifier agent where nobody is watching the news, but your agents are 24 cross 7 watching it. And it sends an alert to a stakeholder telling, buddy, I got this email alert. You know what? I have got all the risk. I have got the recommendations, similar suppliers that you have to immediately hurry your procurement with, and it gives a email Teams or a Slack alert on it. Then we move into the feedback where we watch over the response from the human who's stewarding that feedback, telling, oh, I love it. This is good. Let's proceed with this procurement. And not only that, the feedback is refined and learned continuously to make sure the recommendations are improving over time. Of agentic AI, right? What we saw as a very complicated process is going to be chunked into micro agents, each of them doing their job there. And the elegance of agentic AI lies in its ability to shorten the hire to retire cycle. Today we deploy humans, but you hire. Retirement is not very easy for humans. That, but with agents, it's easy to hire and retire in microseconds, right? And every micro agent in the execution flow is dynamically activated. It completes its task, logs its action to a memory, seamlessly triggers the next agent or handshakes to the next agent, and retires without any manual intervention or operational friction there. If you look, the most exciting part of agentic AI is the art of possible for driving business outcomes is limitless, right? From customer satisfaction to operational efficiency to revenue uplift with creating new business models. There are very dimensions of outcomes that is seamlessly possible with agentic AI there. And nowadays, every conversations that we are having with customers are quite exciting while we match their digital transformation automation needs to a double click of a solution leveraging large language models, rags, and multi-agentic agents frameworks. Every time it's quite exciting to match their transformational needs with our solution concepts, James.
The excitement and the enthusiasm just exudes from your voice. She, how is LTI Mindtree positioned in this industry? What is your differentiator? Where do you seek to deliver value to customers?
Yeah. So we saw the shift, James, and in the subsequent sessions, I would like to also talk in detail on how are we changing our service approaches to capture this huge wave of agentic AI. But if you look into LTI Mindtree, we have a matured no-code, low-code agentic AI platform and a marketplace. Now, we host 300 plus micro agents enabling productized service offering across a wide range of both industry agnostic and industry specific business processes. And we would like to take it with the product centric way because we know these are all going to be jump starters. Every customer needs quick win and jump starters for their business process optimization. And our platform is already live and operational in 10 strategic client engagements, actively driving AI adoption and enhancing operational efficiencies in the existing services. Talking about differentiator, while every hyperscaler or a software organization is developing similar platforms, our differentiation lies in making the platform multi-cloud, technology agnostic, modular, and pluggable. The flexibility allows it to seamlessly integrate a wide range of advanced LLMs because this field is evolving. Every day you have a new LLM launched, you have a new framework launched, right? So the platform is flexible and pluggable to pull in a range of advanced LLMs, AI services, and multi-agentic frameworks there. And we have also designed it to enable fit-for-purpose tech stack incorporating semantic caching. Because when you look into the other platforms, right, the bigger problem is how do we prevent excessive prompts from inflating tokens and subscription cost? So the platform in itself inherits in semantic caching so that the features are built in for rating and control FinOps to ensure the system remains cost effective in the long run, even as the user base grows there. And to answer about the question on how do we enable value through our platform, right? Most of our customers ask for AI is, can you showcase a proof of value with quick wins to secure our business case? Now, LTI Mindtree's platform and marketplace proves extremely valuable in these situations, especially to jumpstart ready to use agents. That significantly accelerates our MVP development. By this, we mean we are able to deliver solutions that are nearly 60 to 70% production ready within 2 to 3 weeks. And that's the value and that's the acceleration we are enabling for our customers.
Sheba, as you take a look internally at your AI COE and how it's structured, how is LTI Mindtree rethinking the traditional AI COE for the agentic era? How is it going to be different tomorrow from where it was yesterday?
In essence, an agentic AI COE builds on the foundation of the traditional AI COE. That's what I would put it. But it takes further by enabling enterprises to shift from intelligent assistance to autonomous execution. So there is an edge that this agentic AI will have to build on top of the traditional AI COEs. And such an agentic AI COE demands several foundational and specialized components. These will span across strategy, architecture, tools and platforms, and governance to both build, scale, and manage these autonomous agents there. So on the architecture and technology front, beyond the traditional data science and ML tools, our COEs are also focusing on agentic frameworks like LangChain, AutoGen, Crew AI, Meta GPT, and Open Agents. We are also focusing on reasoning and planning engines because these are very important. Agents are predominantly on reasoning, like your React, tree of thoughts, and reflection. And after you've done with the agentic frameworks and reasoning, you need a tool integration layer. So building the connectors to the enterprise AI systems, which could be APIs or databases or ERPs and IoTs, is a big focus area for us there. And most importantly, the memory systems, right? As you know, every individual goal or a task will deploy a plethora of agents into the execution flow. And every agent needs to record every little transaction into a system. And persistent memory, the best is the vector databases, right? So we expertise on Azure Search, Fires, Pinecone, V8 kind of knowledge graph systems that we need for our agentic flow execution. And of course, the execution environments like sandboxes or orchestration platforms like Docker's Kubernetes, because every micro agent will be a microservice running 24/7, listening into the task and the goal there, and the monitoring tools, right? Now, coming to the talent and roles, what we had in a traditional COE is going to be very, very different for what we're going to have for the agentic AI COE, right? We are predominantly building full stack AI engineers. There's no room for telling, okay, for data, I'll bring a person, for DevOps, one person, for microservice, another person, and for data science modeling, another person, and UI execution, app building, another person. No, it will need a cross-functional collab with business, technical teams, and ops team, BizOps team, all working together iteratively to make sure every sprint of the AI app building process is optimized then. To list a few differentiated skills in the agentic AI COE, you will look at AI strategists and BizOps experts. Now, these are the people who will define the AI strategy and align use cases with business objectives. Very importantly, the ROI and concept for optimized operational processes there. And then you move on to your agent architects who define these agents, template libraries, pre-built workflows for agents and multi-agent systems. And as we all know, the prompt engineers come handy because these are the ones who will industrialize these use cases with reasoning and tool use. And cognitive designers. Now, these are a big chunk of folks who will be doing toolkits and UI components for human-like decision-making and interaction patterns. And finally, we also have AI ethicists and risk managers because defining these guardrails, compliance, and governance for adoption oversight is very important. And finally, the whole supporting arm of DevSecOps with reliable deployment, scaling, and observability. So we can't say each of this portion will be done by different people. You can't afford to have a 7-member, 8-member, or 12-member pod to do a small agentic end-to-end task. So our focus is more on getting all these skills collaborated into our full stack AI engineers to make this more efficient for us there. And while working with customers, these COEs are also focusing on building our innovation and experiment hubs. By that, we have our AI agentic studios with sandboxes, co-creation spaces. So whenever a customer comes in, rather than giving a general solution POV, we take them into our agentic AI studios, ask them to bring their data, and together with the customer, we have our co-creation spaces, which means in 6 hours, we try to quickly show and tell on what is the art of possible over there. And with our agentic marketplace, we have a good amount of pre-built agents already sitting there. We just contextualize it and demonstrate them for customer specific use cases there. So the discussions are completely changing with the new agentic AI COE, keeping these innovation hubs and a plethora of a very different pod structure with very differentiated skills that we are doing now, James. To summarize, and I would like to summarize, establishing such a agentic AI COE requires both depth in technical expertise and breadth in business understanding to design agents that are not only smart but operationally viable and trustworthy. That's very important in the mix.
I was having a conversation with a parent about a month ago, and their son wants to be a developer and is entering university. And she was asking me about the recent, improvements and changes in the industry. And I described to her what agentic AI is bringing and, how there's potentially less need for coding on the one side, but more need for an understanding of customer business processes. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh my God, you mean my son is actually going to have to talk to people?" And I said, yes, that's where this is going.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
This is getting crazy, right? You need to know business, you need to know tech, you need to know how the operations and day to life literally clone a human's day to day in a life into an agent day in a life. And that's the art of doing agentic AI. Yes, yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So, Sheba, this transformation, the reasoning abilities, the automation abilities of agentic AI, as it presents the opportunity to rethink how you deliver value to the customers. The agent can be provided free of cost, and then the partner like yourself could bill for the hours to deploy the agent. Or the agent could be offered as at a price, effectively as software, right? IP as a service, software as a service, agent as a service with minimal billable hours tied to it. How is LTI thinking about these agents and the transformation in how you work with customers, build customers, and deliver value to customers?
Absolutely, James. The right question at the right time. We are undergoing a significant shift in our service delivery approach as we realign our company strategies to advance our AI first vision and goals, right? We have newly launched our centralized AI unit, which is going to house our entire AI GT motions, platforms and solutions, marketplace, and transformational activities. We will be positioning and differentiating our services. We'll be approaching it from a solution mindset with product as a service and service as a product combination. And I'll explain it further, right? Our AI services will have a dual mode play, which means in mode one, which is the AI for today, there is a transform while perform angle where we'll be looking at AI to unlock productivity of our existing service offering, whether it is around development, modernization, managed services, or support. We wanted to look how do we genuinely adopt AI to unlock different levels of productivity in our existing services. And now in mode two, which is the AI for tomorrow, is to take AI approach not only restricting it to the technology organizations within our customers, but to pursue productivity unlock for the enterprise itself. The entire business process is running across the enterprise. And we intend to deliver this with our AI native solutions, which is our whole range of AI garage with accelerators, toolkits, and platforms and marketplace. At the same time, reimagine certain business functions in a productized approach there. Now, why are we doing this shift in our business services with agentic systems becoming mature? There is a brand new category of business that is evolving, which is sort of taking share from the software side of spend as well as the services side of spend. And that is why we are looking at a software as service and services software combination. Because this is how agentic AI solutions will be bought by our customers. And as you would have read, right, the new era of spend that we're talking about is 1.5 trillion opportunity that HFS has estimated. And we wanted to go behind this market in our move to services because the entry barriers are also not that high. Everyone is still trying to figure out the space over there. Now, how will we approach it to provide value? We will approach this market in a product centric way, meaning in service as a product, we will be delivering services with a product like approach. By this, we mean service offerings won't follow a traditional licensing or subscription model, but they will still embody key product characteristics like including embedded accelerators, proprietary IPs, and outcome driven delivery. In an essence, it's a services led engagement but experienced like a product with guaranteed outcomes. That's the approach they'll be taking. And in fact, we will also look at the second category, which is product as a service, where we will look to build a more productized offering like a AI bundle marketing service, end-to-end marketing service, or a customer service, or a field service, and citizen service. As you know, L&T, we are very close to government projects, James, right? Most of our AI-driven services for citizens, we have a good amount of expertise there, and also many other domains in which is more industry agnostic and industry specific. Now, services as a product, we will be delivering it through our studios, hosting AI pods, showcases, co-creation spaces, and platform. And product as a service, we will deliver it through our marketplace because we host pre-built agents and productize agent foundries specialized for automating every single business process that we are going to work with customers there. And that's how we are realigning our services. Now, how do we deliver value in this market? There will be many approaches that software and services companies will be taking. Software companies will be launching agentic AI solution intrinsic to their platform. Many are done with the SAPs, ServiceNow, and hyperscalers of the world today. Similarly, services company will also be launching specific AI solutions. The gap I see is companies are launching it as mere toolkits and not able to go beyond a 500K or $1 million project because it's just a proof of concept or it becomes a skill game. Our differentiation is we are taking a hybrid approach where we are not just talking skills, but we are delivering productized service offering with committed outcomes. And we are not rigid stating, here's a toolkit, take it and do whatever you want that will fit you. But we are actually taking a service ownership to solve for the committed outcome. So as you see, the outcome ownership through services and the agentic base through the software is the unique approach that we will take to deliver value for customers. And yes, we are looking beyond mere billable hours to IP-based pricing because some of the customers say, let me do the use cases, but I wanted a foundational platform. Give me your IP platform and give me a license structure. And some customers say, I'm running my call center for 6 million by giving a agent. So we do agent time-based pricing. So we say, okay, we'll take the entire customer service session and we'll commit a $2.5 million savings deploying autonomous agent. And we do a risk reward sharing. Now, out of the overall savings, we take a 20%. We deliver the 80% for you. And that's the kind of IP based, agent time based, and risk reward based outcome pricing model that we are discussing with customer, James.
Excellent, excellent, Sheba. So I am very familiar with L&T and the various L&T companies. As you look at where your customers live, are there specific industries that you're focused on to start for agentic AI?
Yes, absolutely. We don't want to go all over. We want it to be very niche and specialized for domains that we have core expertise and differentiation on. So looking at industry specific solution, there is a greater focus in insurance, banking, manufacturing, and retail. So insurance specific, we have agentic solutions for underwriting, claims processing, policy administration, risk management, and action. And when you look into banking solutions for our customers, we already have productized service offerings for financial audit assistance, wealth advisory, transaction reconciliation, and very importantly, the document verification, risk scoring, and fraud detection of individual customers over there. Retail, we have a big base of customers with retail, and AI is predominantly high in the retail sector for us. And we have targeted solutions for niche assortment planning and excellence, product data enrichment. And nowadays with search, products are going to be more of image search. So we have productized offerings for intelligent and image based searches, along with product recommendation and dynamic pricing. And also manufacturing, because manufacturing, there is a good amount of productized service offerings that we have for field service automation, automated work order generation, demand forecasting, inventory optimization, and the whole plethora of document extraction and processing with respect to purchase orders, invoices, and BOMs. We have stitched agentic AI to autonomously manage these processes for our customers.
Sheba, that is a very broad scope, right, across a number of industries.
Yes.
I wouldn't expect anything different from L&T Group. You do a lot of work in almost every industry. As you look at the upskilling that you need to do with your workforce in order to be able to achieve these goals in this new era of agentic AI, how are you readying your workforce? How are you asking them to think differently, do things differently, both on the technical side, but also on the non-technical side, because it is something that everyone has to adapt a little bit to really take full advantage of agentic AI.
Sure, James. As we roll out these productized service offerings, right? I just spoke about the industry specific ones, but we have a great focus on industry agnostic offerings also. We lead by example through our customer zero initiatives. We implement and validate our solutions internally before advocating to customers. At LTI Mindtree, we have rolled out close to 40 plus AI apps across the 85K workforce, may it be HR policy inquiries, our contractual obligation management, profile hunt, or marketing automation, or our help desk automation. Everything is now launched for our internal processes with AI there. So now looking, it's about not only the AI unit doing AI, making the entire company use, adopt AI for their day-to-day tasks then. So as we have the newly launched AI unit, we also have a Shoshan school enabling reskilling across the various lines of staff, across various service lines to genuinely enable AI adoption to unlock productivity within the existing services. It could be in interactive team or an SAP team or an Oracle team or a CIS or cloud. Every team is now undergoing this Shoshan school, and we have hosted a portal with AI knowledge as it's called Garuda. And in Hindi, Garuda means eagle. And we call it as generative AI ready to use digital assets. That's rolled out to the entire PK employees. And we have defined a clear AI career lattice. Apart from their normal learning pathways and career lattices, AI is a must for every employee, and we have defined these AI career lattice and learning pathways for every employee, may it be support or development team or internal functions team. Everybody has this career lattice, and this portal, it delivers live sessions exclusively for sales enablement, senior leaders, technical training, and partner rendered train. And also we embrace the whole hackathons and blogs within this platform over there. So if you see this becomes the one central portal to evangelize and engage the entire workforce on AI, be it non-technical or technical within the organization. And the unit is structured. I mean, who will render these trainings? How will we engage with them? We have a very well-structured team. Every team is the one that will come with intense domain and business process skills to design value realization with AI. And we have the BizOps team, which will reimagine the AI-enabled business processes there. We also have the engineering teams, which will build the foundation for AI. We are talking about the platforms, the frameworks, the marketplace. So they take care of the product pieces, and the center of excellence is focus on research and experiments over there. Services team will build and industrialize business use cases for our customers. So in a nutshell, the whole organization will have a hub team, which is the AI team, and there'll be spokes team across the organization. The hub team with the centralized structure will enable the whole host of technical and non-technical training through one single portal called Garuda and the Shoshin School over there. So that's pretty much how we are rearranging the entire org level engagement and adoption for AI, James.
That social approach is a very influential way to do it. What I found is people are a little bit hesitant to try,
Yes.
if they're unsure, especially if they don't live in the AI world like we do.
Yeah.
So that ability to have a social network that is influencing you to try it and encouraging you to do a little bit more and giving you that self-confidence and that reinforcement between colleagues, I think is going to be really, really important. So I
Absolutely.
congratulate you on that approach.
Yeah, absolutely. And James, I would say it's a AI first culture we wanted to build more than capability and what we wanted to achieve. We wanted to focus ourselves as an AI first company and building that culture with these kind of portals and schools and structures to embrace everybody into the gamut of AI game is very important for us, James. Yes.
Sheba, one of the other areas that will change dramatically is sales conversations with customers. How are you seeing that evolving in this new era? Customer expectations, customer asks, etc.
Absolutely, James. That's quite interesting, right? Our sales conversations are evolving from capability showcases to autonomy, right? From what it can do to what it can autonomously achieve, right? Sales is shifting from highlighting features of AI to positioning outcome ownership. Nowadays, we sell this agent handles 90% of your end-to-end underwriting process rather than stating we automate steps in underwriting. So there's a big shift in the way we are selling. And we are bundling capabilities into use case agents, meaning conversations are moving towards packaged business agents or productized offerings and not just toolkits there. For example, we sell policy renewal optimization agent, this much per hour, and intelligent claims investigator agent. Instead of just telling we will come and build an LLM and a RAG and an automation and deploy a multi-agentic framework there. And our buyers interestingly also ask, can I trust this agent in production, right? That's very important. And our sales team bring in the safety, trust, audit, and explainability as core differentiators into the pitch. Now, after we finish our sales conversations, we are advancing with our customers to the next phase where we launch our studios and marketplace as AI experience zones, aiming to upskill and reskill not only our teams, but the customer augmented teams to bring together, fostering joint co-creation spaces to develop and scale very contextualized, productized AI services for each of our customer needs over there. And when you look into value, moving beyond cost savings in the sales conversation, the emphasis is now number one, speed to scale, right? Because agents are now rapidly iterating and learning. And number two is the cognitive scale, because agents are now 24/7 on and it can learn from every unit possible. And number three is the strategic leverage, because we literally free up the SMEs and the mundane task to focus on innovation there. So our sales conversations are positioning our marketplaces and our platforms to derive assured business outcomes, because these platforms will lay a rapid and robust foundation for AI. That way, the customers can self-serve a powerful stream of agentic AI use cases downstream and elevate their AI maturity journey over there. So sales conversations have become very powerful and complete shift into agentic AI with outcome-driven approach, James.
So the differentiator in these conversations is less about your technical skills and more about your understanding of the business and the understanding of
Absolutely.
the industry for that customer.
Yes, yes, James. That makes a huge difference there. And that's where we strike the right chord with the customer. The moment we say 6 million call center, we'll deliver it in 3.2 million, and we take a risk reward share of 20%, 30%, there it strikes the right chord, and the conversation gets very exciting and strikes the right deal for us as well. Yeah.
Excellent. Sheba, thank you. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Thank you for being an amazing partner to Microsoft. I look forward to seeing all the great win wires and projects that are going to be aligned to your teams in the future. So thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Lovely. Thank you for the great opportunity, James. And it was pleasure interacting with you. Like minds, AI, right? So it was quite exciting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.